Okay, but what if you did it right now?
I
No, I'm
can.
Folks, welcome to Rebels Without a Castle. My name is Zach Savage, and I will be your Lord Master this evening.
Sam's picture. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I
As you
forgot
can
about that picture.
I forgot that was
It's
a
always
stand-in
there.
picture.
It's always there. It's just creeping in the background.
It's
all
always there.
transparent. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like throughout the I feel like throughout the stream it's just gonna get closer to me and like in my soul. Hi everybody,
Yeah.
welcome. We are here, minus our dear friend Sam, but worry not, he shall return. But the rest of us are here for Saga 1, Arc 1, Stone Lords, Folly, and I'm joined by my absolutely wonderful cast here, and they're going to go through and tell you who they are and who they're playing. And let's start with Justin.
Hey guys, how's it going? I am GM Justin. You can find me at all of my socials at Forever GM Justin. You can also find me over at Roll D5. We specialize in playing indie TTRPGs. I am playing Lucero Emberhold. Both he and I use he, him pronouns. And I'm going to toss it over to Hi.
Hi, I'm Hyacinth. My handle's Hyacinth Wonders on all the social media platforms, and tonight I'm playing Seraphina Von Willow, the High Elf Cleric. Laura.
Hi, hello, good evening, folks. You can call me Laura or Tutu or Laura Tutu. My pronouns are she, they. And tonight I am playing our half-orc barbarian fighter, Orion Shieldbreaker. Her pronouns are she, her. Hi, Rhea.
It's me. Hi, everybody. I'm Pyrea. I'm playing Espen, our Oblivarn Ranger / Druid, who goes by she, they. Am I muted? No.
Sam's
Why do
picture
I-
got closer.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Sam's picture got closer.
But just really did.
The jump scare.
I couldn't help myself. I noticed. Like, what the fuck?
Jump scare.
Hi, I'm Pyrea. She, her. Espen, Oblivarn Ranger, Druid. She, they. Take it, Zach. Go, go, go. Before
Right.
Sam gets you.
I'm sorry, Sam. Please let me do Sam will do the intro the way you want, I swear. Oh, folks, the last time that we were here, we were dealing with the aftermath of Seraphina losing a hand because of an ill-placed warding bond, as Revelus offered up his own hand in service to Deponomies, which was intercepted, of course, by his complicated work relationship with the Bramble King, who is always happy to have an extra hand, apparently. Our friends here made camp and had some very, very heartfelt discussions. One such discussion, less heartfelt, between Orion Shieldbreaker and Alaris, as Alaris seems to be trying to make new friends.
I mean, Ori can't help it that she's a babe, like, but like, come on, babe, that's desperate. That's desperate.
You can do better.
Desperate times do call for desperate measures. And as Ori wholeheartedly with their entire chest refused Alaris's deal here, Alaris noted that it was good that Ori was tall, because eventually she will end up 6 feet under, and that extra height can be of use, as it was, to dig your way out of magically conjured pseudo grave, kind of, sort of.
She tried it.
I know somewhere they bury people upright to save space. So I'm gonna call it a grave. Then our group had a big heart-to-heart about leaving the tent. And thus nobody else did for the rest of the evening. What am I missing here, Pi?
I'm muted. Ori went out
Yeah.
to chain smoke.
Oh yeah, but they had she had a partner. Because Carrick was out there to chain smoke.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think Orion and Carrick sat down and just had a moment of commiseration.
Carrick is processing everything just about as well as you would expect. Copious amounts of roast meat and alcohol. God, I love him. Lucera went off to do a little bit of reading and was researching some questionable, albeit topical subjects.
First off, it was research that needed to be done. Okay, who else? Who here amongst us doesn't go and open the Necronomicon and just to see what it has to say?
I
That
Just
is
always
throwing
how
that
the
spend
out
my
movie,
there.
that
free
is how the
timing-
movie keeps going.
I always spend
That-
my free
yeah.
timing figuring out how to kill my friends just in case, you know? It's totally
Let
normal.
he who is without sin cast the first stone. Okay.
Glass
Archimedes would
houses
like
and
to have a
rocks,
word.
bitch.
Archimedes has never sinned, and you can't make him.
No.
Sin
Perfect.
requires shame.
You're not wrong.
Lucero and Revlis had an interesting conversation about Revlis needing to know more about what's going on with Serafina, whereas Lucero smacked him down by saying, I've seen what you do when you need something. I need to know what you'll do when you want something. Sickest read I've ever heard. And agreed to tutor Revlis in maybe not the ways, but certainly the subject of magic. And then we met Archimedes, our fun little puppy dog, who's just
The
a normal
goodest
guy.
boys.
He's just a normal guy,
Just a normal
just a-
dog.
He's just the goodest of boys, is all.
cool normal dog. Apparently is very protective. Serafina, as Lucero was kind of pitching some veiled threats. And Archimedes wasn't having it. Serafina and Lucero figured it all out though. And as Lucero was researching, he held on to a new voice that he couldn't quite place in a memory and said, I'm sorry, over and over and over again until finally the sentence finished. I'm sorry, but it could only be one of us. And that is where we are now. So, friends, it's getting a little late.
It is.
What is everybody doing?
I'm still. What's it? Lucero would still be knocking out as much research as he can. Again, he has to rack up as many hours as he can. He's trying to hit 48 hours before 8 days are up, so he can get his intelligence. He can get a lot. He can become a smarter boy.
So, how many hours are you trying to jam in here versus how long you have before you need to leave?
I think he'd probably stay up until like midnight and then pass out.
I'm feeling spicy. So,
How many bedrooms are there again?
question for you, Lucero.
Yes.
How would you feel about knocking 10 hours off of the hours that you need?
I think it would just depend on the method of which to get there.
Well, listen, we've all crammed before final in college, right? We all know what the cost benefit analysis on that is.
I think right now, given the fact that we're still on ground and we're not near any sort of vessel that could get us there without him needing to be fully aware of what's going on, I think he would prioritize as much of his time to study, but also still be functional for the rest of the people. So he would go to midnight and then be ready to go to leave if they were to decide to leave hell early in the morning.
Okay. We'll come back to that. Espen. You can't just say no.
I didn't say anything. I was muted. What do you want? Espen is Seraphina, you went and checked on Lucero, right? And you came back out.
Yeah, and then she took Archimedes outside to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Espen is going to pack up as much of the carbs that she was able to conjure into her bag for travel, and then probably go into one of the rooms. We haven't explored the rooms other than the office that Lucero went into, so there's 3 other rooms. Did we establish how that works? Is it just like a random situation?
I think
I
that's
mean,
what
I
we've
would
been doing
say
so far.
sure.
No, go say what you want, Zach. You're DM.
No. I mean,
What?
all the times that we've done intent, you guys have done it without me. So I'll
Yes,
use your
That is
system that
that's
you've
true.
made.
So
You
far,
were
every
correct.
time we've rolled for rooms and we've rolled for beds, and then we've randomly assigned the beds to the rooms, and everyone just takes turns describing a room.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
okay.
Aspen, as you are the first person to explore the room.
I think Espen is going to want to reprise that delightful forest room that they had from the previous setup, where
Mhm.
the beds are shaped out of trees, and the like when you curl into them, it's like almost like a quilted leaf blanket, which sounds mildly uncomfortable, but it's definitely not. It's not scratchy at all, don't worry. But when you get all in it and cozied up, you just kind of blend in to the bed itself. But this time it's going to have a like an extra couple of steps that lead onto a balcony that is all still made out of trees, one large tree that has been carved into, unbeknownst to, I don't remember who explained the room the last time, but unbeknownst to them, they actually described something that looks a lot like the Oblivarin settlement itself. All of her childhood memories and places she explored were all in large trees. And on this platform, she kind of pulls out her journal out of her book, jeez, out of her bag, and starts to scribble some stuff down on her on the different pages. And she's gonna start going through um, things that she remembers Alaris doing throughout their time that might be connected to the stones in the weird mark that's on her back, on her neck. So she's just gonna kind of spend the evening trying to like ruminate on her past experiences of what might connect the two somehow, because she still doesn't, she knows this is some face shit, some fey trickery going on, but she's trying to see if Alaris is connected to it in any sense at all. And so she'll just kind of rummage through her bag,
Okay.
trying to piece together, because she keeps a journal through her travels, and so she's just like like red theory board situation, but it's all like on the ground, and she's like scattering things out, and she's like, oh yeah, she did this and that and this and that, and she's just trying to piece things together, essentially.
All right, you pull out your Dean Winchester handbook of Fey things. And start
canon. Okay.
start pawing through it. And you flip back. Give me, so we should roll some dice. Give me a history check.
Dice, you say? In the dice game?
Dice in my dice game?
In the dice game? What?
Sir, how dare you?
Farm.
Boy, I sure hope I don't have to roll any dice.
Okay, a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Beautiful. So you flip pretty far back.
The deep lore.
The deep lore.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
You dig pretty far back into some notes from when you and your people still worshipped Alaris as a god, back when you knew her as the Eternal Queen. And you remember you see these notes about what offerings seem to
Like, please her more than others.
like kind of gain her favor.
Gotcha.
Um,
Dolores approves. Gotcha.
correct. There's notes about like very like pretty things of the forest. She likes flowers, and if you find a particularly interesting critter, she always enjoyed just that kind of joining her little like throne room um menagerie. There's no indications here that she is particularly tricksy.
Mhm.
She seems to deal very much in I am happy with you and I am not.
Mm.
The twisting of promises and words, unless it is a new development, does not really seem to be in her playbook.
Okay.
She's a great manipulator, but it's honest.
Yeah. Gotcha. So, that's a good tell, actually, is if she's circling around words, that means she doesn't know what's going on either. Okay. Um, and Esmond doesn't remember anything that she might have been told about the stones from Alaris, right? Like, because Espen, I know, as the Eternal Queen, like Espen was picked to leave the mountain and gather information for her and find pretty things that might please her. And I don't know, would Espen have wandered by those stones? Can I roll for that to see if she got close? Like a
So here's what I'll tell you, and then you make an informed decision.
okay.
For all of the deceptions
Mhm.
that have been revealed, your people still give a wide berth to the Urson stones.
Okay. Okay, so she would know exactly where they are. Okay. Okay. So she wouldn't wander too close to them.
Mm.
That's not true. She would probably get somewhat close to them to actually visibly see them. Not close enough to like touch them or be able to
Get outlandered away into gotcha.
yeah. But I think while exploring and having that freedom, since it would have been essentially one of the first times she's experienced being able to just like roam around on her own, she would definitely, you know how like kids are, where they're like, I'm gonna not do the thing that they told me not to do, but also I'm sort of gonna do it.
So you recall on your tentative exploration The arson stones are 4 kind of monolithic stones. Kind of light gray with veins of black. And it appears that at one time all 4 of them stood straight up, almost in like a square or like a diamond, depending on where you're looking at it from.
Okay.
Only one of them is still standing.
Okay.
The other 3 have fallen over.
Okay. Like I said, yeah, she won't get overly close to it. But she would make note of that and jot it down. But yeah, that's what Espen would
Just for funsies. For me.
Just for funsies.
For
Okay,
me.
cool. I
As your buddy.
Yeah.
On this little flashback moment that we're having, this recollection, could you roll a D100 for me?
That feels suspicious. 30. Hold on, I gotta do a D10 too. Hold on. Oh, hold on. 32.
32. Let me just consult my ancient texts real quick.
I don't like that.
5, 10.
The ancient text of a D100 feels dangerous for.
That's a fucking table.
Yeah.
So, Espen, at 32 feet away from the Urson Stones,
Okay.
you feel like you should be safe. And you do.
Okay.
As you turned to return back to your clan, you go to kind of like take your water skin and just have a swig of water while you're out.
Okay.
You grab your water skin with one hand, your paw, and you open your water skin with 2 fingers.
I'm sorry, what? Two fingers on paws instead of claws?
Devoid of fur or claws, just ending in rather poorly manicured nails, but nails.
Stubby sausage fingers. Okay.
And
cool.
you look, and as you kind of like stop and you shake your hand looks normal. It's fur, claw, all back where you expect it to be.
All right. Weird. That was, man, I'm just like really tired, I guess. Oh, it's the stones. Maybe it's the stones. I shouldn't be over here. I'm playing some weird tricks or something. Ugh, okay. And she like goes back to her village.
Perfect. And as we wrap up this little flashback, as you're kind of recollecting all of this as you go through your notes and your little weird string board, we are going to pan over to Ori.
Either.
What are you getting into before bed?
I think. No. I know. Ori kind of does a circuit of the remaining rooms, checks in, sees that one of the rooms has that massive bed, probably like the only bed that's actually long enough for her long ass legs. Checks the second room that's got like 2 queen beds, a little like end table in the center and like a little armoire in the corner. But the more she thinks about it, the more she thinks about Alaris and that stupid fucking voice. And maybe it's paranoia, but it's not paranoia if it doesn't get you killed. Then you're just being appropriately cautious. So what Orion Shieldbreaker is going to do is actually post up by the, like, inside the tent, but at the front, like at the main entrance of the tent. Like in a chair, arms crossed, head on her chest, one hand on one of her hatchets.
That sounds like a really difficult way to sleep.
It's gonna suck, but it'll suck more if that Fae bitch decides to come knocking. Listen, you wanted to fuck with somebody's sleep schedule. I'm giving you an in here, DM.
I know, and trust me, I'm gonna. Could you roll? What's your passive perception?
Passive is 14.
Okay. I will give you a +4 bonus through the night
Mm-hmm.
if you take a level of exhaustion.
High or low?
Hi.
That's a 19. Orient Shieldbreaker dozes. I don't think she falls asleep. Not
It's
entirely.
almost, I think it's almost worse than not sleeping at all, personally.
Yep.
Okay. Serafina. You take an Archimedes outside
Yep.
to do business.
How long do you think, like, the average dog would take? Like, how long should we wait out here to make it feel believable?
The average dog can take anywhere from 2 minutes to 25 minutes to do their business.
That feels like a really long time. Like, the 2 minutes not so bad, but so maybe we just wait out there for like 5 minutes.
That does fall in the range of 2 minutes to 25 minutes.
Yes, that is factually correct. Maybe we just do like a lap around the tent, and
Are we going for walkies?
kind like mini walkies. Yes. Oh, she's gonna just start walking. She'll keep an eye out for like if anything's spooky, because she knows that Ori already had issues. But
You see Archimedes is keeping his head on a swivel quite literally as you walk around, and is just head rotating around the entire time you're walking.
which Seraphina's used to. I find it
Hmm.
disconcerting, but she's fine with it. Yep, that's normal. Normal dog things. Do we see anything? Does everything look normal?
Why don't you give me a perception check, and I
Sir,
will
yes,
do
sir.
Archimedes perception check.
Excellent. Do you need me to find a stat block for him?
Now I have it up.
Goodness, mine was low.
Oh no.
I have a good bonus, but it's still not very high. Math 12. Got 12.
Okay.
And Archimedes got like 4.
So Archimedes isn't like not perceptive.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Archimedes got a 15.
Oh, nice. So higher than
Yeah. Archimedes got a 15. So as like the head just keeps like spinning around like satellite style.
Amazing.
See, Archimedes stops. And he doesn't sniff so much as like the sound of a sniff plays out of his nose.
I love it so much. Okay. Excellent.
And he goes, somebody has recently smoked a lot of tobacco product in the vicinity.
Oh. That's probably... Can you tell who? It's probably not great.
I am unable to determine who smoked the tobacco product, but it was a lot of it.
Okay, so maybe something to keep an eye on then.
Would you like to hear the dangers of using tobacco?
I think I mostly know them. That's okay. We could probably head back inside now. I think it's probably we'll just see. Like maybe we got lucky and Kerek already went to bed. You know. She'll walk back to the front of the tent and she's gonna like stick her head in, like not walking all the way, but like head and shoulders, just seeing, while holding Archimedes outside to see where everyone's at.
You stick your head in. Carrick is still in the conversation pit, but like is kind of like spread out on it. Looks like he might be asleep, but he's like back to you.
Okay. Archimedes, we're gonna be really quiet because he's sleeping by the door, and Carrick I think might be asleep, so we're just going to like creep in. Okay? Super quiet.
Yes, mistress. I will creep in. And you see each of his legs splits into 2, now giving him 8 legs.
Yeah, and
They're
that's
kind
not
of
nightmare fuel.
skinny
That's
and
normal.
spindly.
Uh-huh.
And it does make him quite dexterous.
Yeah. Spider dog. She's gonna go and remind me, did we cover all the rooms? Or did we
No,
cover
just
three?
What?
No, yeah, just 2, because Ori's by the door.
What do you mean, as far as like describing them?
Yeah.
Technically, we've got Espen's forest room, we've got the study that Lucero is in, we've got the room with the massive like Alaska king bed, and then the room with the 2 queen beds. But I did not actively describe what they looked like.
Okay.
So we've got 2 free ones.
Excellent. She'll creep in to the one. She's gonna try to get another one with the 2 beds without anyone hearing. It's gonna be great.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Which I forgot until this very moment is at disadvantage.
It is a disadvantage.
It is. She's very clicky. Oh, good, guys. That's a 3. Plus 2. For a grand total of 5 for that stealth
Perfect.
check.
That's
Archimedes
25.
rolled not that.
Uh-huh.
So Archimedes, after he like turns into Spider Dog,
Yeah.
like it's kind of like scurries past you as you open the curtain, and just kind of like keeps going between Carrick and Ori, like watching them as he like scurries onto the room, like onto the room that you've said we're going to.
Requested, yes.
Ori, Ori got a 25 on her
Mhm.
perception because you gave me that fuck ass +4 bonus.
Mhm.
So she's just kind of like sitting there, arms crossed. She just kind of like cracks an eye open, makes a face, and then closes her eye again.
This is all a dream. Go back to sleep. Just scurries
It's
down the
not-
hallway.
That is not as comforting as you think it is, my guy.
It's okay. Shh. As she like clatters past.
Yeah, what does Seraphina's fail look and or sound like?
Like that.
It's not picking up.
It didn't pick
I
up
didn't
any of
pick up.
that.
Jingle,
I
jingle,
have
jingle,
this
jingle.
bag full of like jinglies, and I was trying to make
Bells.
it jingle.
Oh.
But yeah, she
Hurt.
just all of her stuff clatters. So all of her like forks in her bags are like tinkling against each other. All of her different supplies, like everything is just jostling. So it's kind of giving like the same effect as if somebody was wearing chainmail, but it's just a wide variety of stuff and clattering noises as she cartoonishly tiptoes across the floor, making a horrendous amount of noise.
Perfect.
Well,
great. Yes, exactly like opening the junk drawer in your kitchen pie. That's a great it's a great parallel.
Oh, chat
It's
heard the
every-
jingles. That's good. Just not us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
That makes sense.
Good,
Because
good,
Zoom
good.
probably filtered
It's
it out, but OBS
Jingles for
doesn't.
chat.
Jingles for
All
chat.
of my
Yeah.
all of my favorite costumes that I've ever seen at the Ren Fair, where someone's just covered in various bells.
Clink, clank,
The
clank, clank, clank.
the ankle bells and the waist bells and the wrist bells.
Yep.
Every
Yep.
step, just
What I like
Jingle,
about those is
jingle.
that it's always every time I've seen it, the bells are too heavy, and so instead of a jingle, it's more of just like a like a like a
Cowbell?
metallic thunk. Yeah, exactly.
So funny.
it's good shit. I love it.
Carrick doesn't turn his head as we get to the room.
So as you like kind of move past, and the way I'm picturing this, you guys designed this tent, but the way that I'm picturing
Yeah.
it is you have like this front area, and then there's kind of a hallway, and then the conversation pit and everything else is like on the other side of that. Does that feel right?
Sure.
So as you go towards the as you like round the hallway, see Carrick's head kind of lolls to the right, and you can see he's like out.
Amazing.
He's still
Excellent.
holding on to like the carcass of the roast chicken that he had for dinner.
It's good to have an emotional support chicken while you sleep, you know. It's very useful. Okay, she'll get into the room. And then I think I'll just roll for night hobbies.
Roll for night hobbies.
That she's gonna get to practice doing one-handed, depending on what I get. Some of them are easier one-handed than the others, for sure. Where is my D8? Don't I have? I forgot what a D8 looked like. I'm just gonna find one on D&D Beyond. My brain short.
Like the two pyramids kissing.
I think I just lost mine. I think that's
That
why
one.
I'm confused. Where did it go? Nobody knows. It's okay. Got a digital one. Hey! She's just gonna memorize Dwarven, which is the fourth of 4 nights, which is what we agreed upon. So now she knows Dwarven,
So now you know
And-
Dwarven.
and she can do that one-handed, other than fumbling with the book. But you know, you can read a book one-handed. We've all done it. That's great. Archimedes, do you speak Dwarven? Don't
I speak 37 languages.
Oh, excellent. Any useful ones, or are they like the really niche ones?
I think all languages are useful.
That's a fair point. I don't know why I even asked. I agree. Great.
I see you are learning Dwarven.
Yes. The conjugation's a little bit weird. Also, like they put it really far back in their mouths. I feel like, you know. Have you noticed?
Yes, Dwarven is a very guttural language, but with a fluent speaker, it is quite beautiful.
Excellent. That's good to know. I haven't heard a lot of people speak Dwarven yet, because they mostly speak Elvish or Common when they're around me. But when we go back to the Dwarven Kingdom, then maybe I can try. I can practice out loud. Yeah.
That sounds like the most efficient way to practice your Dwarven.
Yeah. Man, I forgot a little bit what it was like having robots for friends. It's great. It's totally great. It is different, you know, than
Because I'm not a real person.
yeah. And I did this for 87 years.
When I cease to exist, I will return to the nothing from whence I came.
Let's not think about that. I think that's a bad. It's too late at night to be having those kinds of thoughts, if you know what I mean. Right?
75% of existential thoughts happen after nightfall.
That is so true. Perfect. Do you want to play the silent game? Do you want to? We could see who can be quiet the longest. And then I guess they just sit like that for hours.
You study your Dwarven, and he sits there silent until his 6-hour timer runs out and he returns to a little
Yeah. And
doodad.
Seraphina is grappling with her existential crisis as she tries to just focus on Dwarven. Super normal conversations.
Perfect.
Super normal.
Super normal conversation. So, Lucero, as you're kind of reading your book and you finish up here, you you get married, nerds. It's awesome. There's you just have like an itch to read a little more.
This is an evil
Would you
book.
give me take a look? It's in a book. Give me a wisdom saving throw. Please.
no.
Rainbow. Hey, thankfully, chat. I do have proficiency in that, so we'll see what happens. Fantastic.
Mhm.
That's a 17.
17. Beautiful. That poll. You have a lot to do. It's going to be a very early morning, you assume. You've read quite a bit. You've made a lot of progress. You don't feel compelled to continue. However, there is this nagging feeling of being second best. And you're not quite sure where that feeling is coming from. but there is something about ceasing your studies for biological needs that just triggers this feeling of inadequacy.
That's so real. Unfortunately relatable. It's fine.
All right, guys, and that's all the time we have for today's session. My Venmo
Good
is
night.
please schedule with the secretary on your way out.
We're all gonna move our therapy appointments up a couple days. It's fine.
Tomorrow morning. Oh.
I think as he takes those thoughts in, I think the one nagging thing besides that, it goes to the voice that kept telling him he's sorry, but there can only be one. I think that drives him a little bit, drives him angry, drives him to a subtle point of anger, not to where things light on fire or he has an outburst, but it's enough that he doesn't immediately fall asleep. He stays up and he tosses and he turns, um, before eventually the tiredness just kind of gets to him and he just passes out.
So as you fall asleep, you feel as if you have awoken on familiar sands, familiar fire, with a familiar city in the background. And that figure that you keep seeing in the distance remember when Seraphina asked you about a time that someone made you angry?
Okay.
You feel that feeling staring at this figure. They're still silhouetted against the background. And you just hear a cacophony of, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It could only be one of us, again and again and again, echoing throughout this plane of fire. And the wind picks up. And you see this long strand of silver hair blow out from the silhouette. The first splash of color that you've seen from this silhouette is this silver lock of hair blowing in the wind. And just as the wind appears to be preparing to blow back the hood to reveal this figure, you wake up.
Can I make a roll real quick? And this is just simply a roll to see how he deals with his temper, with these big feelings that he's having right now. I'm gonna roll a d8, and it's Evens, he stays calm.
Mhm.
Odds, the entire tent gets awoken by his angry reaction.
Well, let's go.
He'll sit up very quickly. And if there was anybody in this room, they would feel the intense heat that rises from him. But he takes several deep breaths before before you would see as like the camera focus in on his face as a look of anger but focus make itself apparent in his eyes as he closes them up and begins to get ready for the day.
Would you give me a history check, please?
It's a history, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 21.
21. You wake up and you feel that anger. The flavor of this anger is tinged with betrayal. The kind of betrayal that you feel when wronged by someone you love.
I think within that anger, there's also a bit of uh, heart pain that goes into it. At least kind of getting that where that feeling is, that betrayal, but also that heartache. And for him, it's confusing because he still does not know where that's coming from. Yet these feelings are very present within him. And I think too, while consciously he does not remember things, I think there are little movements, just small little things that his body is reacting to, because the mind, the conscious doesn't know or remember what's going on. That doesn't mean the body doesn't remember in some way, shape, or form. And I think right now he's kind of experiencing that, which just makes this whole ordeal just that much more frustrating and confusing for him.
It is a special kind of hell to experience pain and not know where it comes from. But the sun is rising and there are things to do, Lucero.
Things to do there he will get started on. He'll pack his stuff up and get ready to um, get the day started. Make sure he gets freshened up and whatnot before he leaves the room.
Which means he's the one to find Oriane sitting by the front door. I think she might have like passed out a little bit before sunrise, just out of sheer exhaustion. But Lucero, you see her, she's got like both legs kicked out in front of her, ankles crisscrossed. arms crossed, head down, all that big curly hair is like half flopped over her face, and she's got one hand with just a death grip on one of those fucking hand axes.
I think for him, what he will do is, I think he'll just kind of get close enough to where he doesn't interrupt it, or at least like doesn't make it known to the others yet that who may still be asleep, but at least gets close enough to Ori, but not within reach.
Smart.
To be like
Smart.
Ori. Ori.
Half a second, she almost swigs, but she realizes where she is and just.
I think if you were to look at him, the look on his face is not the stoic look he normally has. There's sadness behind his eyes as much as he's trying to keep himself composed.
What is it?
Nothing. Why aren't you in one of the beds?
You see her kind of grit her teeth. That like wall wants to slam down because Orion Shieldbreaker doesn't feel super great with admitting when there's a problem. Shocker.
Whoa, wild.
Fucking wild, man. But I think she looks up, and Lucera, she meets your eyes, and there's a furrow of confusion between her brows as she clocks an emotion on your face.
What? Him showing emotion? Really?
In this economy?
This is
Fucking wild. That Faye is clearly sniffing around. I didn't like the idea of her being able to just walk in here without meeting some trouble first.
Well, I think you've been successful in that. So, thank you. The others are still asleep. It seems like, well, mostly everybody should still be asleep. I'm up.
Yeah.
If you want to lay down for just a little bit, at least be kind of comfortable before we take off.
Yeah. And Ori kind of sits up. She actually slides the hatchet into its holster and clicks the buckle shut and
Can you give me
pushes
a
her.
just give me a dex check to see how that goes.
Oh, fuck off. Am I at disadvantage now on one level?
I don't remember.
I don't remember the last time I had a character who was exhausted.
Yes, level 1, disadvantage on ability checks.
That's a 7.
Oof. Rip.
Hey, rolling
That's
like
tough.
me.
So,
Yeah.
That's tough, buddy.
so Ori, you like confidently like put your axe in your holster. And then when you let go, you very quickly realize that you missed it. As the axe clatters to the floor.
Okay. I was afraid that you were going to say she sliced her own fucking hand open.
I thought about it, but
Off,
the
and then
mechanics,
we
the
match.
mechanics don't.
Don't worry about
She
it.
just stares at it.
He would reach over, grab it, and just like, don't worry about it. I won't say anything.
I don't think I slept last night.
You seemed asleep to me, so But if you're not feeling 100%, probably laying down on a nice, comfy bed would do you some rest.
Yeah. Yeah. She kind of like does that thing where presses like the heel of her hand into her eye as if she can somehow rub the grit, the grit of exhaustion from behind her eyeballs. Lucero.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna lay down for like 30 minutes.
You got it from here. Don't worry about it. He'll help you up, and as he does, he is going to do. You'll hear as he says something, as he mutters something under his breath, and you can probably he won't hide it. As he manipulates something in his left hand, and he'll do a protection from good and evil on Ori, to help her with the get some sleep tonight, or with a little extra sleep for the day.
What's it feel like?
I would say that it's a probably a warm feeling of comfort that just kind of like coats over you. Um, as like you get the sense that you're protected from anything that could potentially cause you harm, and given your encounters with certain fae, you can even probably, even if if you have those thoughts, there's like that essence, that not creepy feeling, but that feeling of like there's a security blanket around you, makes itself known.
Like there's a buffer.
Yeah.
So Ori, I'm picturing like the like what is it, like the thumb over thumb grasp to like help her up, and
Mhm.
she feels that like warmth kind of course up her arm and freezes for a second. She's not afraid of magic the same way Revelous is, but so far, all of her encounters have meant that she has essentially lost control of her faculties. So you see her freeze, and then she realizes there's no threat. And her shoulders kind of drop. What was that?
Just a little extra comfort, to help you sleep. It's not gonna be for it's not gonna last for very long, but at least for about 10 minutes, you just won't have anything else to worry about.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome. Now, go get some sleep before the rest wake up. I got it.
Brief like flash of pathological demand avoidance that like silent don't fucking tell me what to do. She can't help it.
I think that would cause him to like crack like a little bit of smile. It just doesn't offset like the sadness in his eyes, but it's just enough.
Rain rolls her eyes and releases her grip on Lucero's hand, and then walks into the conversation pit, and the couch across from Carrick, boom, just face plants into the cushions.
Which causes Carrick to just and stuff. And you see he like raises the roast chicken kind of like threateningly.
Orion's already asleep.
Go back to sleep, Carrick. It's fine.
I said, yep. And you see like rolls over and kind of cuddles the roast chicken a little bit.
Oh, he's gonna be greasy.
There's like a squelch. There's like a
He's
squelchy,
greasy.
greasy.
He's gonna be
like, sound.
greasy.
He's a greasy boy.
He's gonna be greasy boy. And yeah, Lucero would probably just take up spot where Ori was, and then just kind of sits there, crosses his legs, and just thinks. He's not studying, he's just thinking. This is just with him trying to process everything. It only makes him more frustrated, but for that time, he's just hoping something may be unlocking and maybe he can figure it out. But for the time being, he's at least taken guard.
So just so we're clear on the mechanics, or you're gonna have this +4 bonus for the rest of the day. So you have that like hyper aware, like wide-eyed exhaustion.
Yeah, where like your brain equal parts feels like everything's on a 2-second delay, but also like the floodlights are on. Just
Every room is very bright.
yeah. Oh, it's like when you chug a Celsius after only getting like 2 hours of sleep.
That's what I did, so I'd be able to drive when we got back when we flew in Ireland. It was like, well, here we go.
I know that feeling, but
Oh my god.
I did that and then drove on an opposite side of the road than I was used to. It was awesome. We're still here.
Cool.
I didn't crash the car.
It's chill. It's cool.
It's fine.
Like they
We
should
vibing.
they should make you take a class. I'm saying that that's not a thing that you should be able to do if you've never done it before. Anyway, so Ori's taking a little power nap. Espen, it's morning time.
All right.
Did Espen go to sleep?
Good question. No.
Cool.
She did
Take
not.
that one level of exhaustion, please.
Guys.
So, with that being said, and she's using all of this time and energy, can I do the fun thing where we roll some dice and see if she mind palaces some other information? Or she just hyper focuses on the wrong bit of information all night?
Green. It's got something to do with green. No.
Something green, green, I swear.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and give me a history check. I will say this one's and this is the only one I'm going to say before you hit the exhaustion. At advantage for spending all your time.
This
We already
one's a
have the
17.
exhaustion, so it just cancels out.
Yeah.
It's actually just a straight roll.
Oh, wait, can I guidance myself?
I feel like we've allowed that, so yes.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't declared it prior, so it was more like, will you let me do it even though I've already rolled a 17?
Yeah, you can't just say it, you gotta declare it.
Yeah.
I declare.
I declare.
Bankruptcy.
I do
19. 19, I say.
19, I say right here. 19, do I hear 20? Do I hear 20? 20, 21, do I hear 21? So you've kind of like worked your way forward in your notes. You are now past the revelation that Alaris is who she is.
Yeah, okay. All right, gotcha.
And in your notes, you already knew that, obviously. But it's
Okay,
like,
I was like,
no, it's just like as you're like moving forward through your notes, you are now in the section where
gotcha. Okay, I moved past that.
you
chapter.
learned Alaris is Alaris.
Whoa, you guys.
I hope the exhaustion was worth it.
So worth it.
She's
Damn.
spelling it with an
Sometimes.
H in it. That's
Sometimes there's mushrooms.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
So you, as you kind of like work your way through your notes, you jotted something down after a certain encounter where she took like a dig at some other archfey. Something about like, they, they're tied to their old systems, and that's why I came here. With a 19, I'm going to say based on kind of those interactions where she talks about some kind of hierarchy of archfey, and Revlis's telling you guys like what the deal is with what he's got going on. You are able to kind of put together that like Revlis is probably being affected by something a little tougher than Alaris.
Gotcha.
Something a little more connected, something older. And it was like, it just kind of seems like Alaris being around and weird stuff happening to Revlis are really just kind of ships passing in the night.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. On that 19, and with her thinking on Fae lore and anything that she might have heard story-wise or anything, is she able to connect any more dots to the marking on the back of her neck
Here,
as to why
so
it might be there? Well, I mean,
So-
I know why because I looked, but you get what I mean. Like,
no, so here's what I want to do for this. I've wanted to try this for a while actually.
I don't like that, but yeah, let's go.
Espen, I want you to ask me the question that you want the answer to.
Okay. Who am I? Like, I'm just. Okay, so like universe. What does this mark on my neck mean, and why is it important? Universe, hello. I don't know why I felt like doing
Okay.
that.
Okay. But no, I think it's a really good way to understand like what the thought process of what the research is that we're going for. So you you know what, with the little flashback that we had, I'm going to say with the 19, you're able to kind of suss out that you are affected by Fey energy in a bit of a different way than a lot of other folks.
Right. Okay.
And I'll say with the 19 that maybe you even kind of draw a parallel to the weird black spot on Revlis's hand to the weird little constellation marks in the little bald patch.
Sure, fade.
Your fucking skin fade with your constellation tattoo.
Sick. Okay. All right. she's a Circle of Stars druid, so like it's not unusual for her to just kind of have the thank you have the idea of just kind of like talking out loud to the world, the stars, anything. Yeah, I think she'd just spend the rest of the time trying to again just go through her notes and now pluck out anything that has to do with Fae things. Like we had mentioned a couple sessions ago that she knew some like nursery rhymes and things like that. She's just going in to solidify that information that she might have been able to ascertain in the last couple of years. And whatever that is, I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, I could come up with some shit, but
Well, let's dawn is breaking. So
yeah.
We will take the information that we have now and we will circle back.
Yeah.
But 1 level of exhaustion for Espen.
Okay.
Anybody else want one?
I'm good.
Yeah. Just making sure it's fun for the plot.
Yeah.
So
truly fun for the plot.
Last time Seraphina was the only one with the level of exhaustion, so I think it's only fair that this time she's the only one without one, you know? Invert it.
Oh, Sarah doesn't have one.
Yet.
Yeah, they're just sad.
Yeah. I'm just playing
Which
a sad
is
boy right now.
Also a level of exhaustion if you think about it.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
So Ori, how long is Ori's power nap gonna be?
Honestly, I think she's so fucking gassed that she's not going to move until someone else wakes her up. Like, she is not asleep so much as she is unconscious. So someone's going to need to wake her up.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. So Carrick wakes up and is covered in chicken grease.
Yeah.
And he goes, happened again. All right, just gonna. And you see, he just like puts it on the ground. Like goes over to like a basin of water and just kind of starts trying to get most of it out of his beard. Doesn't seem concerned about his clothes. Are we guess we're packing it up?
You can go ahead and get your stuff ready to go. When the others are awake, we can pack up the rest of it and then begin taking off.
All right, sounds fair enough.
Hearing the movement
And-
now, Seraphina will stick her head out and go, I'm awake. I'm kind of an early riser. For Carrick's sake.
You hear
Go ahead,
something.
go ahead and give me a deception check.
Okay.
This felt like a lie.
She lies
just
to
felt
Carrick a
wrong.
lot. It's
Feels
not
like this is a lie.
inherently a lie. It's just not inherently true either. This is pretty good actually. It was a 15 plus 2, 17.
Okay, yeah, Carrick's tired. And he goes, all right, yeah, no, that's important, I guess. Where's your weird dog?
She's gonna pull a confused face and go, What? What weird dog?
I don't have the time or the energy for whatever this is. So just, I don't know, don't stab me in my sleep. That's really all I ask.
Oh,
And he just goes back to like
don't stab people. Yeah.
washing his beard. It's like, I could have stayed in the valley. Everything would have been fine. I'd be drunk. I wouldn't know anything.
How
But
is
now I'm
that different
here.
from right here, though? Like,
So
is it-
private thoughts. Private thoughts.
if they're
As
private
he's like
thoughts, you
saying it out
probably
loud.
shouldn't say it out loud. Yeah, if it's private. That's... Once you say something out loud, it's kind of public. You get what I'm saying?
At this moment, Espen comes out of the room and she goes, "Well, sometimes you can cast spells that make private thoughts sort of public thoughts to the person who casts the spell." So,
yes, that's true.
Espen comes stumbling out of her room with like a pin tucked behind her ear, and she's got like an armful of papers, and they're all like puffed out, and she like plops them down on the table and starts rearranging them. Clearly she's wired, and has definitely not been asleep.
Oh, good. Everybody's so well rested. This is going to be a great journey.
No. It was very important. It was, I mean, I kind of learned a lot from myself. This is why you take notes. This is why you journal. This is why you keep up with things. Carrick, you should journal. You should try and like recall all of the thoughts and feelings you've had in the last how long has it been? Day?
A day?
2 days?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, a day. Actually, it's been a day since we left.
Right.
It's day 2 now.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, one day, like 50 years from now or 100 years from now, you'll want to know how you felt on the very first day that you left.
I'm actually going to press a lot of this deep down. Maybe so far that I never think about it again.
Oh,
You will.
you will. You will.
What I'm gathering.
Nope, you
Yeah.
will.
And you see, he's like saying that as he's like kind of like scrubbing his beard in the basin, and then he just stops and like looks into the mirror. And he goes, "All right, Aspen, what's your AC?"
What the fuck, Richard? 13. I don't know why I rolled.
You roll,
13.
roll
I
for
rolled.
AC is crazy.
That's a wild thing to say. Please don't.
So he stops and he says, "All right." And you see reaches down and grabs his warhammer and just fully and like cracks you in the chest. And as you like stumble back, you look up and you see his eyes are glowing that very familiar bright purple.
Can I have him roll
No.
a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
You can after we come back from break.
Sir, wild.
Everything's fine. I am also very grumpy in the morning, so I understand where Carrick's at. So
Yeah,
folks,
yeah.
don't go anywhere. We'll see what happens when we come back. We'll be right back. Folks, as you can see, we're having a bit of a technical mishap. The gods of Comcast have claimed Laura for the time being. So, to appease the gods, we are gonna sit here and just do a little chitty chat action with you guys. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in chat. No spoilers. No spoilers. But until then, just gonna chit chat amongst ourselves. How's everybody feeling about the session so far?
Bro, I totally thought Carrick was just so fed up with us from Hangover, he was just gonna punch Espen for no reason.
Yeah.
And
So
I was
did
so prepared
I.
to be like, all right, I guess she's going back in shackles to the Dwarven Kingdom, because that's not acceptable behavior.
I don't know how they do things in your neck of the wood, but we don't hit our friends in the face with hammers.
Literally,
No.
like, that's what the conversation was gonna be. Seraphina was like, no, that's not how friends treat friends. We're not doing that here. And then he turned around and I was like, this makes so much more sense, actually. This explains a lot.
I heard gentle
Indeed.
parenting, Carrick. Like we need to use our gentle hands with our friends.
Gentle hands.
Speaking of
hating.
Carrick, we do have our first question is, how much of Carrick is based off of you, Zach?
Do you need an emotional support chicken all the time?
When was the last
I
time
have
that you
my
fell asleep with a rotisserie chicken on the couch?
listen. I need everyone to
Listen.
stop personally attacking me.
Listen.
Um, my son Harold says you can't ask that question. It's actually
Fun fact about Zach and I, one of the first times I ever played with him, I called an NPC out on having a drinking issue, and Zach was like, wow, that felt like a personal attack, and I didn't know Zach very well, and he always seemed kind of angry to me, and I was just genuinely scared of him, and I was like, I probably offended this man, he hates my guts now, maybe someday I'll make up for it. And here we are.
And then it was a
Here we
bit.
are.
Yeah, and now it's a bit.
Yeah.
and now it's a really good bit that our friendship is based on.
Yeah, it's great.
But I guess to answer the question, I mean, 30 to 70% on any given day. It really just depends on what kind of day I'm having and what kind of day Garrick's having.
That is
Um,
quite the range.
Is he likes to drink, and is not a huge fan of the responsibility that's about to be thrust upon him. And boy, do I relate to that.
Oh,
um,
damn.
a
Yeah.
lot. So,
Huh.
I don't know.
I-
I like to sprinkle a little bit of me into every NPC. That came out weird. I find inspiration in many places.
Well, I was about to say, like, it doesn't sound weird in the context of with your NPCs, because and this goes for just like our PCs. We all put a little bit of ourselves into the characters that we have, whether
Uh-huh.
it's our actual, like, a legitimate part of our personality, something that we wish we could
Mhm.
strive to be,
Yeah.
maybe even like a small sliver of something that that kind of like inspired you at some point or another. That's like for me, that's like with Lucero. I based him off of Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z, but
Mm.
there's also the softness that is part of my personality too. So you get a mixture of both with him.
I love that.
And then sometimes you unintentionally put traits into characters, and then you discover things about yourself.
It's like, have you guys seen that clip of Brennan Lee Mulligan where he's like, oh yeah, and I got called out for my character like feeling like he needed to be accepted by what he can provide to his party and
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Or
and he's
he
like,
wasn't like his only value was what he could like give to the
Yeah.
party, and
Yeah,
it was
and then-
like
And then
yeah,
he
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
and usually I add flaws on purpose. That one wasn't on purpose, and I felt a little too seen.
yes.
I remember seeing that clip, and I had to put my phone down for a little bit, and I was like, "Ooh, that
Ooh, ugh.
stung
Damn.
Yep.
It's
a little bit."
Truly. Just a little. Just
Just a wee bit.
I'm
Also, I feel like whenever
curious-
you see, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you finish your thought because then I had a
I
question
was
that
gonna
was
say,
a follow-up question.
Feel like whenever you see the like any kind of post where it's like, oh, like what kind of like what's your D&D class based on like your personality, and like anytime it gets to fighter, and it's like, do you ever get tired of deriving your self-worth by like the utility you provide to your friends and family? And I was like, listen here,
listen.
bitch.
Listen here, Buckaroo.
Oh, Emerald reminded that we do have questions in the Discord, so we can check those out. But
Oh.
I also was curious though, if everybody can think of like one time you've been called out for a character trait that like one or multiple of your characters had that you did not intentionally give your character. Like where you just self-inserted a little too hard and then you felt really called out when somebody pointed out that detail.
Cool, let's get dark.
Yeah, I think it's really
Self-sacrifice.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That
Real.
it happened enough times where my friend group, and they were like,
Hey, buddy.
"You doing okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And it's like, this is just like, we're not wrapping up the campaign, but you seem pretty keen to throw Thomas in front of really just about anything. And I'm like, well,
Oof.
Yeah,
How about you mind your damn business?
yeah. And I was like, have you considered shutting the fuck up about it?
How dare.
But for legal reasons, this is a joke. No, I'm
Yeah.
fine. It just happened to be something that I like.
I
I
also
had I had one character with that group, um, that like the only way to like the easiest way to resolve like a conflict in the region was for them to like turn themselves in and be brought up on their crimes. And I was like, well,
yeah.
I got to do it. And they're like, okay, that makes sense. Then we started another campaign. And I was like, listen, I'll sell
Fell
my
on your
soul to the god
sword
of
again.
death
Yeah.
if it gives me enough power to like save my friends, and then I die. And like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like
I
it's
will
two
say,
nickels, but it's weird that it happened twice.
yeah. I will say, like, I think you can take stuff like that to a unhealthy level, but I think there's like a healthy level of like being a selfless enough person to be willing to like take a bullet for your friends. And I think D&D
Mhm.
creates a lot of scenarios where that comes out. Like, would I intentionally put myself in situations where I could die? No. But in real life, when a toddler's running out in the street, sometimes you chase them. And I feel like D&D just gives you more scenarios like that where you do have a lot of opportunities where there's a lot at stake and it just makes sense to sacrifice yourself for your friends, you know?
You're correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
I've only chased a toddler into the street a couple of times, so that's fairly hypothetical. But you know, it's just um anybody else have one?
So it for me it's hard because like I generally like to play very, or at least I try to play very complex characters where they show like they're not always who they appear themselves to be. So like a character, for instance, Dante was one of those characters where I'm like, hey, this is how this guy is, and I dropped a lot of hints off like, hey, not everything is as you see it to be, then but he doesn't know it, he didn't understand it at the time. And it's I that's a little part of me too, where not every like I go to work, and depending on where I'm working at, like I'm very happy-go-lucky or whatever have you. And then like once I'm amongst close friends, I'm like, this place fucking sucks. And like my whole demeanor just fucking changes right there. Because it's just the mask that I have on. And so like
Yeah.
some of that kind of bleeds, and not bleeds, but some of that some of what I do with my characters are some of the things I do in real life just to kind of get on by through work or whatever have you.
Right. Makes sense. I like that. Vi, do you have one that you've been called out for?
Um, trying to make bad situations better by any means possible by distraction. It's yeah. So like in this campaign, obviously shit's been going down and none of us really know kind of what's going on. And Espen's like default mode is like, oh, what if I distract? What if we do this? Focus on this instead. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. And I've done that with several other characters too in varying ways. So yeah.
Yeah, but I
Yeah, yeah.
I like that trope because eventually
Yeah.
you hit the you hit the wall, and that always makes for good TV, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Oh, and this is a question for me, but I also throw it over to you guys. Would y'all consider yourselves coffee or tea folk?
Coffee.
Coffee, same.
Coffee. Yeah.
I actually despise coffee. That's not
What?
true. I adore the smell of coffee.
That's fair.
Truly.
That's
I
fair.
cannot stand the taste.
Grow up.
The-
Hi. But
no, I have like 30 different teas in my cabinet, and that is my hot beverage of
Wait.
choice.
Yeah.
so
Oh my
fair.
gosh. I honestly, I thought you'd be a coffee dude. Like the vibes. I was like, yeah, like because we what is it? Like Jack, you and I will talk about Red Bull. So I'm like, yeah, well naturally Zach just if he drinks battery acid flavored Red Bull, then obviously he drinks coffee too. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's just it is tea or caffeine.
That's fair.
Coffee is caffeine.
Chemical caffeine.
Chemical caffeine, not you know, natural shit.
Non-naturally occurring caffeine.
Also, I could be a little snobbish when it comes to my coffee, and not to the point where I'm just like I get like super like specific on like the types of coffee I get. It's um wherever I'm at in the world, it will determine like what I add to my coffee order. For example, here in the States, I make that shit sugary and as sugary as possible. You get me down to Colombia, Honduras, Spain, I barely add anything at all. The
Yeah.
way that they process the coffee and how the coffee beans end up tasting, like I don't need anything else. I will just drink it straight. That's not. I know there are people here that I've worked with that are like, oh, I'm a black coffee kind of person. I only drink the stuff from here in the States. I'm like, well, you don't
Missing
know.
out.
You are missing out because this is the. I don't know what the processing
The
is here
beans
versus
here are bad.
100%. Everywhere else, Lord knows, I will, like I said, I'll drink that. I may add like a little bit of sugar here and there, and that's very rare. Like I said, the best kind of coffees are the ones like as soon as they're brewed and they come out, they smell amazing and they taste just as great.
Yeah.
You know what was
Yeah.
super, I guess this is going to the other question. So I loved Ireland. It was super. While I was in Ireland, I put milk in my tea for the first time. And
Oh, very British of you.
I was like, shit, they're onto
Oh.
something here. Let me tell you, that
Yes.
was, I was a two lump of sugar, a little bit of milk, like every morning.
Pinky up.
No, I drank it. No, that I need to make sure they knew that I was an American. Just so they could be
So it's
disappointed.
a travel cup, like a
Just so
metal travel
they
cup.
could be disappointed ahead of time. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But that was that's one of those things like I haven't done it since I got back, and I don't think I will. But it was like being in the environment where it was such like a normal like everywhere you went that like brought you tea, they brought you like a little thing of milk. They were like, all right. Anything was like, I'll try it.
When
And
in Rome.
I did it every single day we were there. It was awesome.
I love that.
But I feel like I
Yeah.
can't do it here.
It just doesn't feel the same.
We also don't have like regular milk in our house. So I'm not gonna go buy a thing of milk so I can put a splash
Oh,
of milk
yeah.
in.
Bro, I
Also,
drink
hi,
so much
Daryl.
milk.
How's it going there,
What?
buddy?
Oh, I didn't ever say what I've been called out for. I feel like I'll
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like my characters always get called out for changing the topic when they get uncomfortable, which I feel like most people do, but they just, to varying extents of obviousness. And then the other one, and I intentionally didn't do this one on Serafina because I realized I'd done several in a row when my friend pointed this out, but often my characters have like a tough girl persona, even if they don't have high strength stat. They're like, no, I can carry that. I'm fine. I don't need help. And they'll have like a +1 to their strength. Serafina has a -2 to her strength, so it was kind of necessitated that she not have that personality trait anyway. So we're good there. Yeah, I don't know. Should we find the next question?
Yeah, absolutely. Fine. Next question. One of the things that I got asked is, have I tried the cheese and the cheese and coffee like in Colombia? No,
What?
I refuse to put cheese in any sort of my beverages whatsoever. I've had a friend of mine who what is it? Is a different flavor of Latino than I am. Say that shit is good, and I looked him straight in the face and said, you are a disgusting human being. I love the guy, don't get me wrong,
You're
but the
gross.
fact that you add in cheese in any sort, I don't care if it's in chocolate, I don't care if it's in coffee. Cheese does not go in their beverage. I'm sorry. If that's a hot take, it is what it is. I said what I said. I feel very passionate about
Cafe
that.
con queso. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
What?
Absolutely
Mild
like-
cheese, like queso. I'm not gonna say it right. Queso double
Oaxaca?
crema.
Uh,
Crema. into hot coffee. I'm assuming it's a white cheese. Directly into hot coffee or hot chocolate, where it melts into a rich, savory treat.
Yeah, this feels like a sin.
I would try it in the hot chocolate. I mean, like, a lot of cheeses, if they're mild, they're basically just like a thick cream. Like, you can use cottage cheese and blend it and use it like as a high protein cream substitute in most recipes. So I feel like if it's like a fresh mild cheese like that and it's like blended up into like more of a cream, so it's not still chunky, and you mix it in with that, I would try it.
Yeah.
I refuse.
I also love dairy products, so you know.
There was a TikTok a few years ago where it had this one lady who was playing out like the different Latinos, the different Latinos, and it had a Colombian that was just like what is it, coffee con queso, and everyone was just like, what? No, and it would just it would just continue trying pushing and pushing. It's like, absolutely not, I'm leaving. I'm uncomfortable.
I would eat it. It's great.
I know. I'm not in.
Yeah. Okay, so I have the questions for the cast pulled up, but I'm gonna prioritize the Twitch chat because these are the people who are here at the moment.
Right.
Emerald said, "Who figured out Revlis's identity first?" And this is a funny question because obviously Zach can't participate. And fun fact about Revlis, he was an NPC from the non-streamed home game that I started playing D&D in Sam with before I got on here. And so I knew Revlis's identity from the get-go, and my last character hated Revlis. Would kill that man if she could. We met under very different circumstances. So obviously Seraphina wasn't gonna figure it out first because I'm not gonna be meta. So I don't know. Who do you guys out of the remaining 3 cast members? Did anybody really figure it out, or did he just kind of tell us? I feel like he kind of told us.
He told us.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us.
It was like a big reveal.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Nobody figured it out before like Sam told us.
There was definitely the hint that there was more to his. There was more to his name
there was
than
like in the cave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a little bit of details in the cave, but it wasn't. We didn't get the full like sequence of like the switching. Of like Revlis.
Yeah.
Until we went to the bones.
The campaign we played where he was the NPC was when he was in one of his dark windows. So he was just straight up John Silver, and he tried to kill my other PC's father in front of her. And so she's like not super chill with him. So it was really funny trying to play into this campaign and being like, no, I like
Revlis.
But it's okay because he's a completely different person now.
Yeah,
it's great.
You say that now? That's so
For
nice.
now, yeah. I mean, Seraphinas has full faith in Revlis. What were you gonna say, Justin?
No, I was gonna say like yeah, no, just for playing the what is it, both Dante and Lucero. For Dante, he was just oblivious to it. Like everything that that Revlis had shown to him was like that's as far like as Dante needed.
Surface level, yeah.
Yeah, it's very surface level, but that was just for Dante's thought process is whoever this person is that's in front of me, that's who they are in real life. So for Revlis, it was, hey, this guy is super sweet. This guy really does care about Seraphina, so he is friend.
He's fine,
I think when there was the switch and for Lucero meeting them for the first time and seeing how they react is like, there's something more to you, whether anybody realizes it or not, but I don't know what it is. I just got here. This is not the priority for me right now, but I'll come back to this at some point or another. And the fight happened.
Yeah. That makes sense. I like it. I like how intuitive Lucero is about things compared to like how oblivious Dante was. It's such a good contrast.
Right?
Totally on purpose too. It's just you gotta show like the two sides of the same coin. The two sides of the coin that Lucero and Dante are. That was very intentional.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. Questions for the cast. We have another one from Emerald. Who submitted the most backstory for their character?
So like that's a tough one because
Well, first of all, like a lot of us didn't submit pages. We submitted long conversations.
right. It's
So
like
it's not an easy
there
like
were some where I was privy to like the development of the backstory,
right.
and there were some that I was handed this is them. I think if we go off of word count, it's Sam. Sam gave me the longest document of backstory.
Interesting. That's not
How
what I would have
much?
guessed.
How many words?
Probably like maybe give me like a full page, but it was just uh like now that I'm looking at it, I think actually Revlis and Lucero have probably a similar word count. Now that I'm looking at them
357.
side by side. Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's like nobody gave me a book that I had to
Yeah.
read. But like for Ori and Seraphine and Espen, we were all very kind of developing that together.
Yeah.
So it was, but like nobody gave me constraints with their backstories. Like there was various like, hey, these are the vibes, and here's like some important things that happened to them. But like
Mhm.
other than that, go
Okay.
nuts.
So we talked about word count. Who would you say is like the most complicated or convoluted?
Most complicated.
Why you gotta be so complicated?
Because it's entertaining.
I think,
Be so
and this is not to say that it is complicated or convoluted. I
Mhm.
think the one I have to think the most about um is Espen actually.
Interesting.
Because there's a lot of because Obovarns are homebrewed like
Mhm.
race, and so we do a lot of groundwork on like who they are as a people and how that fits into um like how that fits into the world.
Yeah.
Um I think I don't know because every it kind of goes in arcs. So it's like once when I'm really
Yeah.
thinking about someone's, it doesn't feel like complicated.
Right.
But nobody handed me like anything like batshit insane where I had to be like, oh God, if I don't focus and get this right, like the whole thing falls apart.
Dang it. That was my whole goal.
Yeah.
I was writing mine. I was like, how do I make this so confusing?
Yeah. No, if anything, I made yours more confusing just
Yeah,
by
we
making
worked together
suggestions.
to continue to make
Yeah,
it more
we
and more
were,
convoluted, which I appreciated.
yeah. Um, but yeah, it's I think just like the one that I have to think about the most because it has the most repercussions for the world is probably Espen's.
That makes sense.
But I think about
Wow.
I do think about um
Dangerous.
like probably think about everyone's like the same amount. Probably use the same amount of brain power.
Makes sense. Similar question in the same chat. Did anyone's initial backstory surprise you? Or like maybe who surprised you the most?
Um
Whenever you got it for
it's
the first time.
probably Dante slash Lucero.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was a fun because it was like I think we pitched the like light concept, and then once seeing it all like laid out, I was like, oh, Oh,
Here.
okay.
Yeah, because it was I remember exactly because the way that we played Dante before we actually started streaming is vastly different than what we actually started doing. And
Yeah.
so, but I handed Zach, I was like, hey, if you want, this guy is going to be a blank, just no backstory. Here you go. Whatever you want to do, I'm fucking down for it. But then it was like, okay, let's cement something. I'm like, okay, bet. And then I came up with everything that I did and sent it to him. It's just like, whenever we get here, I don't want to say too much because I don't know if we want to say that for after we conclude our story arcs with these characters. But there were conversations that me and Zach did have and about Lucero and where we would take him. And I will say that we didn't go down that direction, but it was an idea.
Well,
And like,
I would say that door is still open.
Hey,
okay,
oh,
that's what I was
okay.
gonna say. Is if the door was shut, I want to know what the idea is. But if the door is still open, no
No,
spoilers.
I would say this is just simply burning a little slower than maybe we thought it would, but it's still
Interesting.
burning.
Oh,
And
that
the idea is that he's going to turn on all of us. We have to kill him, and then Justin rejoins with a new character. That's what Serafina originally thought was gonna happen. So, I guess the door's still open.
just
Serafina
have to
was
find out.
convinced Lucero was gonna be evil. Now they're friends, except when he makes jokes about killing her. But that's fine. That's a normal thing that we do with
I,
our friends, apparently.
I do have to say it was hilarious when I had Dante say some like really out of pocket shit about like I think world domination. The look on y'all's faces when he finished, did my best because it fucking sent me.
And all of that is
Truly.
written in Serafina's notebook on her page of reasons why I think Dante might be secretly evil. She's got a list.
Horses made of fire and all this weird shit that he says.
Yeah.
Just the whole list.
Dante said some unhinged things, and it was peak. It was so good though. Ugh.
Some of this kind of answered the question that I had left in the chat, but I wanted to know how much of Dante's secret past, and now Lucero's secret past, because that reveal happened since I wrote the question, that you knew versus how much does Zach know and you don't know, and he's just like revealing it to you as we go.
Ooh.
Like, you don't have to tell us what it
What?
is, but like percentage wise, is it like you gave Zach vibes, or like you wrote all of it and you're just not metagaming?
Actually, I'll turn
this
that
a
one over
hard
to
question?
Zach because it kind of is because I have stuff written out about Lucero. I have a lot of things written out about the boy. But
Yeah.
the way that I generally do it is I make bullet points and I'll be like, hey, what happens in between? That's on you. But I'm giving you at least like highlights.
Yeah.
We'll just go from there.
Interesting.
I have Lucero's doc in front of me, and
I see that. I see you in there.
there's the action. You see me typing? There's lots of there's a lot of between the lines work that I can do. And that's some of my favorite work to do. So I say we're probably in it 50-50, but
Okay.
you know, it's no fun if you know the whole story.
Especially
Yeah.
if you're doing like an amnesia bit.
Yeah.
That makes
And
sense.
I think I'm pretty good when it comes to like not metagaming.
Oh yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
with my own characters about the stuff that they know. because it's not that much fun, but it's also fun to kind of tease it because I do know what the hell is going on.
Mhm.
But it's like, how do I convey that to not only you all, but also the audience as well, that there's more
Right.
going on behind the scenes. So there's a very delicate game of balance that we got to play on here, and I think I do relatively good for the most part.
I think you do a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
do.
it is always dripping with okay, but what then? What after that?
Yeah, yeah. I find it hard sometimes to not metagame. Like there are things
Mm.
that I know about Espen that I worry I'm going to just go bleh because I'm
Mhm.
caught in a moment. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like I'm too
Right.
into a scene and it's like, no, this bit of information is for if we get here or what have you.
Yeah.
Or
That's
like
that's a secret tool for later.
yeah. Or like Espen doesn't know this, but Pi does, and she's not gonna know it for a hot minute, you know. And it's so it's
Yeah.
like one of those things that like even us playing the lore shot, we did an Oblivion lore shot and like sitting here in game being like, well, Espen doesn't know that, but I do, you know, is one of
Yeah.
those moments where it's like, blah.
Well, and Espen's a character you've had for so long, and I feel like that adds
Mhm.
like an extra layer of difficulty to it too.
Yeah.
Like
It can. Yeah.
what do you know about Espen that you've been thinking about for a long time and just hasn't come up yet? That makes
Yeah.
sense. Zach, they also asked what inspired the siren encounter, which was a long time ago now. So if you don't remember, that's okay.
Oh, no. I know exactly what inspired the siren encounter.
Was it the one shot where Hyacinth murked the sea critter?
Yeah, so you guys did absolutely dog walk an encounter.
I thought it was the siren encounter where like Revlis jumped off the boat. Are we talking about the same one?
No. We're talking about remember we played off of stream
Mm-hmm.
just
To
for
vibe
like
check.
for like vibes, and you guys like absolutely dog walked the sirens that I had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, we did.
because you did like suggestion or something.
Oh no,
something.
that was a fucking that was a different one.
That was
That was
that was what ended
that
up
was
being the
with
ice
the
snake later in one of the one shots,
Oh.
right? Wasn't that the same guy?
it wasn't the same thing,
Oh, it felt similar.
but yeah, no, that was the yeah, that was like the like the thunder serpent
Yeah.
encounter that I built it and it was gonna be so fucking cool. And I didn't give it like resistance to being charmed, and it failed
This-
so fucking hard on the on the suggestion.
This was
And
one
I
of the
was
one
like-
shots we did for chat. This was one of the one shots we did when we were like auditioning players and making sure everyone's like chemistry was good and whatever. And off stream in a non-canon game, Serafina figured out how to speak this giant thunder serpent's language and then just kindly suggested that it eat like livestock instead and that we would provide it instead of eating her, and it just went, I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And Zach
Sometimes.
sat there fuming for so long before he said it, and I was like, Zach, it doesn't have to work. And he was like, well,
but it
we
does.
only yeah, I did follow all the rules, but I was also like, you can just say no. You can just play the DM card and go, actually, it's immune to suggestion.
If it doesn't work, that makes me a bad person. I built it. That's my fault that it wasn't immune to suggestion. Like I can't be upset about it.
True. So I have two questions. Oh, what was it? I have one question and I have one thing I have to say. The question is, how do you feel about your character's growth since we started this campaign? Because what is it? We've running what, 2 years now?
We're coming up on 2, yeah.
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 So
That's pretty
how do you feel about your character's growth since we started? And the one thing that I wanted to say was this. So when you guys asked me to come play with you all, I was like, cool, I want to hang out with friends and play games, you know, even if it's off stream, whatever have you. I did not realize that this was not that this was going to like turn into something long term.
Like a
So
full,
to
like a
other
long-term
full-on
campaign.
campaign. So when it
Uh,
happened, I'm just like, oh, oh well, we'll figure it out. But I told my wife about that, and she was just like, you gonna tell me you weren't that you didn't think this was gonna go?" I'm like, no, but again, we'll figure it out. It is what it is.
we didn't mean to like sucker you into it. We thought you knew.
I did it. I just remember getting the invite, and I'm just like, oh, again, like
Funny.
it was you, it was Laura, it was Pi, and it was Axe. So it was like, of course, like you guys give me the chance to go play a game with you guys. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and say yes, especially because it was earlier on, and it was early enough that it was like I didn't have a chance to really play with y'all as much as thankfully I have been with this campaign. So, like I said, I jumped at the opportunity when we
Yeah.
started then when the conversation about like, oh, we're making this like a long-term campaign. It's like, ooh.
Oh, I also feel like a lot of projects are short arcs.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I play in more short arc campaigns than I do long form campaigns. So a lot of the time I'll go into a project expecting it to be kind of shorter and because usually it's like a timing thing. Like people can't
Right.
get their schedules to sync for so long. Even though everybody's like I'd love to do a long form campaign, it's like
Yeah.
cool, we can give 4 to 8 to 10 episodes for this amount of time, but beyond
Mhm.
that, so yeah, I've been there before where I'm like, oh wait, this is going to be a full campaign. Okay, bet, let's go.
Which
Like
like
we've mostly consistent, so why not?
yeah. The short ones I feel like are very practical, but it is always a
Yeah.
bummer because you can't do as much character growth, or if you do, it feels
Yeah.
a lot more forced. Like you have to really like push for your character to develop
Mhm.
so quickly.
Yeah. And
So
you've got
I've
to be like
always
a little more prepared. I feel like I'm
right,
always like a little bit more I'm going to do this thing during this session. You know what I mean?
right. You
Mm.
gotta like push a
Well, and
little
there is
harder.
there's less room for you to like try to figure out what
Hmm.
your character is about. Like you really got to come in knowing what you want their vibe to
Yeah.
be and kind of committing to that
Yes.
vibe.
Right.
Because they don't really the development has to happen outside of the session
Yeah.
or like
I do
outside of the the arc or whatever, the
I
three
do
or
feel
four or
like
five episodes.
long-term campaigns you write a character, and then short-term campaigns or one-shots you write a caricature. Like that's kind of what it
Yes.
feels like a lot
That's
of
a
the
good way
Yeah,
of
time.
yeah,
putting
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Like when I write my one-shot characters, they are so 2D, like just very extreme. But then like long-term you have the chance to explore like multiple sides and like how your character interacts in different situations instead of being fairly consistent.
Hmm.
Like there's not a lot of depth to Iris. I'm sure everyone's shocked by that. Got like a little bit, but comparatively very shallow. Um
As one does though for
Hmm.
one shots.
yeah. Yeah, because you write a caricature. Oh,
Hmm.
Zach, you didn't finish saying what actually inspired the siren
Oh,
encounter though.
oops.
We
Oh yeah.
tangented.
Oh, I've always loved the idea of like sirens actually being super gross. Um,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
and it's more of a like, man, something really got lost in translation from like the sea shanties and like old fisherman stories. It's like,
They've been on those
yeah,
boats for a
like
long time. They're kind of desperate,
yeah.
okay? Like
Um, I don't know, and it's a concept that I really like. And um the mother concept came a little later. Once I started working on like the like God side, like how I wanted the hierarchy of the gods to work out. Um, and since I decided that the gods were going to be just like like ascended, um, like ascended mortals, essentially, it was like, man, at
right.
some point, like someone gets the job that shouldn't. Um, and no, I suppose not a spoiler. You put it together. There are other things in the world that failed at the job of being a god. So we will see if you guys ever stumble upon them.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Hmm.
Oh, that's totally fine and normal. Emerald, can you expound on your question about who couldn't join this adventure? I'm not sure I completely grasped what
Oh,
you're
we were
referencing.
talking about
Did I miss it?
when we were
Oh, like how we're like playing for vibes.
we did
Oh,
a
yeah,
play
yeah, yeah.
test before we started streaming, and
Right.
I answered yeah, we wanted to make sure that everyone had a good time playing together,
Right,
and that's
right.
when Emerald yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I was
I
skimming
mean,
questions and missed it.
we were this was a pretty intentional setup. It's like
Yeah, I mean, I feel
I
like
know
kind
who
of
I
what
like.
ended up happening is like, yeah, all of us had played with at least one person before that we brought
Mhm.
in. And then we were kind of auditioning them to each other so that the other people
Yeah,
who
it's more
didn't
so like
recommend the
we want to,
person.
yeah, make sure the
Yeah.
vibes are good. I was
But
like, I
then,
know I
like,
like this person.
but we
Mhm.
were correct every time. So it worked out
Yeah,
well. Every time
nailed.
which is good because it's kind of awkward when you do a one shot with somebody and then you're like, oh, actually, we're good. on second thought. But yeah, it was like a good like chemistry test. Like everyone went in kind of knowing like what the vibes were gonna be. Oh, who was brought on first?
Which is pretty
Ooh,
standard for like when you're doing an AP.
I don't know. I think we just kind of kept throwing, like, we kept
Yeah.
throwing out invites to. There's like this person is my friend and I like what they do. So we just
Mhm.
that's what you should be doing is playing with your friends.
One of our
It was
mods I did also suggest, and he ended up not joining of his own volition because I was like, hey, I've played with him and I think it'd be fun. And then when I reached out, he was like, oh no, I'm super camera shy, but I'll be a mod. And I was like, okay.
That's fair. Yeah.
I would have to dig back into chats like
Yeah.
2 years to figure out who in like what sequence like people were like, yeah, my schedule lines up. Let's
Well, we
do
were
this.
kind of it was kind of an interesting dichotomy because you and Zach had been in the D&D space for a long time, so you knew a lot of people. And you guys suggested a lot of people, and I was like, I have my home game group that has some pretty good players, and I come from the cosplay side of the internet, so I don't really have a lot of D&D mutuals. And like the couple that I did have, I was like, I don't think they're gonna have time or sign on for like a long-term campaign.
But we got Sam out of that, and Sam's amazing.
We did, and Sam's
Like
fantastic. Sam DMs my home game. And I knew he was going to be a good ad.
Sam swears that he hasn't done this before, and he's a whole complete professional every freaking time. It's amazing.
Truly.
He's been playing D&D though, like since high school, and has often been like the forever DM, which I think pushes you to grow a lot faster. And he's low key, I feel like, who taught me most of what I know about D&D. Like my first time ever doing
Amazing.
a character, we had joint backstories where we had grown up together, and that character was so bad in retrospect, but I learned a lot. So that's cool. Learning is important.
I do want to get back to Justin's initial question of how do you think, what was it? How do you think your character has grown since?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah. Have you seen how
Yeah,
have
I
you
think that's-
perceived your character's growth since since we started this?
I feel like Seraphina's gotten a lot more assertive, which has been really fun.
Yeah.
I like the idea of growth being not super fast. And so like she goes through phases where she was like more assertive, but it was like an impulsive, like her emotions were out of control. But then like coming out of that, she was like, oh, I was assertive and it wasn't so bad. I still see her being very timid in my head. Like even when she is assertive, she's still kind of second guessing her assertion a lot of the time. Like, I did that. We'll see how they react. Like kind of tense, but like, mostly confident about it. I also think it's been really fun seeing like the different ways I end up having her cope with learning that she's not normal. One of my favorite concepts about Seraphina from the beginning was I was like, I don't want a character who has secrets per se, but she does have weird stuff that she doesn't realize she should share. So it's like there are secrets from her backstory, but they're not things she's intentionally keeping secret. It's just stuff that hasn't come up yet because it seems super normal to her. And so as those
Fair.
things come out, it's been really interesting seeing how that like plays into everything. And I feel like she's gotten more independent over time too. Like she doesn't feel like she has to cling to people necessarily quite as much as she did at first. Um, somebody else have anything they want to say?
Yeah. Espen has gotten more mature since I've started playing her as a character. I would actually say she was little bit more like Seraphina at the beginning of
Yeah.
like her journey, where when you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and you haven't been anywhere, you're just like, ooh, what's this? Ooh, what's this?
Excited.
And yeah, and she still has that energy, but I think that there is a level of groundedness to her that didn't really exist. I mean, she's still gonna do shenanigans, but that's definitely something that's different. And I also think that wow, I just blanked.
Story of my life.
Yeah. Yup. That's like the big one. If I think about it again, I'll bring it back, but I can't remember. It was something relevant. Okay. Justin, you go.
Yeah, no, I think the obvious change from Dante to Lucero was one that was I knew it was going to happen at some point or another. It's just a matter of like when it was going to happen. And then when we were kind of pushing for everything, and then some of us were asking a lot more questions about what was going on, especially with his nightmares, really pushed that going forward. So from the initial concept of Dante slash Lucero, the growth has been more softening of somebody with like walls that were incredibly high. If we remember, he was intense. I wouldn't say hostile. He was intense. A quiet intense, but he was intense nonetheless. But I think with learning that Dante is still inside of him, as well as the friendship with Serafina and the interactions that we've had so far as the group has kind of softened him up a bit to where like was when we have our stars and wishes, like the thing that's pointed out is he's very inquisitive. He's very wanting to.
Yeah.
He's playing more of a detective role than anything else nowadays. And I think that's just to the effect of the character that the rest of the group has had on him of going down that going down that character progression route.
Right.
Yes. It's great too.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
This
you guys do some wild things with your characters where I'm like this is growth. It might be growing sideways, but it is growth.
Serafina's growth has been mostly helpful. She spent one morning having a drinking problem and then she never did it again. So, yeah.
I mean, you're right. You're
She
right.
tried it out. Wasn't for her.
Mhm,
Not a fan of
mhm.
the yucky juice.
I think one of like the biggest for me anyway, from what I remember with Serafina, having like at least a term from what we're accustomed to was post Long John Silver slash moment over in the arena.
Yeah.
And it is her and Lucero that are up on top of the roof and like her expressing everything that she's feeling. And he's quiet, but he's listening in. And I think like watching as like you were performing her as she was going through that seemingly that for me that perceived dark moment, remembering how it was when we first started up until that point, like that was like a massive growth that I had that moment that I had that I can remember.
Thanks. That was a really fun moment to me too, because in my head, like, she was not allowed to come out of her room growing up, right? We've established that.
Mm-hmm.
And so in my head, whenever she wanted to like clear her head or like have a moment where things felt a little different and she could have like a reset, she would go out of her window and sit on the roof just outside her window. And so like that's how she copes now. And so having Lucero follow her to like her this is my safe spot, like roofs are the safe spot, was like really sweet. And I feel like that helped a lot with their dynamic too in her head, that she's like, yeah, I'm here, I'm coping, and he's here with me now. Which it super caught me off guard that he followed, because at that point he was very cold in general. And I feel like that was an interesting moment for him where he like decided he was gonna be sweet also, all like begrudgingly almost.
I think that moment and like after the fight in the arena where I think you described it as like Serafina was there and like was covered in like the blood splatter.
Yep.
And it was like such this like wild like kind of loss of like innocence moment, and like realize like, oh, this is a
Rough.
real this is real life, and this is not cool. Um and like all the conversations that we got and moments post that were like peak like character developments,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
very shell shocky. I liked it a
Yeah.
lot.
Well, and it
Well-
was so shell shocking because they said it was for fun. They said it was a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it like just didn't work.
There's
but even in your
no bracing.
Yeah. Even in your character design, when she changed and Serafina threw her old outfit in the fire, like again, it was
Mm.
like this symbolism of like this innocence lost,
Yeah.
and elements that are in Serafina's new character design, her outfit. Like you and I
Yeah.
talked about it, and I'm not gonna like go into full detail about it because some of it, you were like, I want to do it like this and I want to see if people notice.
Yeah.
But some of the details are very intentional in ways that also add to that growth, and I love
Mhm.
it. I love it. It's
Pie's
so
great
fun.
because she just does. She comes up with so many creative things, and then she also throws in whatever I ask. If I'm like, hey, can we add this element to help hint at her mourning who she was, or
Mhm.
her loss of innocence, or whatever, then Pie's like, yeah, no, I'll throw it. Sometimes she asks clarifying questions like, what do you mean? Like there was one piece I remember, like when I sent it to you, you seemed very confused. You were like, why do you want to add that? Like, what are you talking about? And then I sent you like 3 or 4 pictures, and then you added it after I found stuff on Pinterest. But yeah, like
She
I
got
don't
a
know.
lot of little details, so I don't
Yeah,
recall which
that's
one.
okay.
I'd have
There
to
were
look at the
many
chat
little
again.
details. I feel like too, it was fun for me because the very first time we designed Serafina, I almost wasn't involved because I didn't realize Pi had a deadline. And so I was like, hey, yeah, like, sickly Victorian, like, inventor type vibe. And Pi just took it and ran because she was trying to like
Yeah.
get done in time, and I was not aware and I was busy, and so she had been messaging me and I just didn't see the messages, and then I saw the picture and I was like, great, no, yeah, that's pretty close to what I had in my head actually. But then like this time around, especially as we leveled up, I was like, and now I'm gonna add a bunch of stuff.
More jingle jingles.
More jingle
Mhm.
jingles.
Incredible.
It's my favorite.
I want to pitch one more question, and I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
If your character was not doing this right now, what would they be doing?
You mean like without all the shit going
If you
on?
guys never got
If we
Okay.
didn't
if you
answer
guys
the original wanted
kind of call
quest
to
thing,
action,
yeah.
yeah.
What would you be doing instead?
Mm-hmm.
I think Lucero would
Oh.
still be Dante, probably. Right?
Yo, 100%.
Yeah.
Still walking around with Espen somewhere?
Yeah. If we're going only about as far as like what brought us all together, yeah, it would be wherever Espen is, Dante would be right by them. But just nowhere else. This is his best friend, and he's not going to leave their side.
Yeah, and they would just be bouncing back and forth to different places, avoiding Alaris. Anytime they got a whiff of what was going on, like with her around, they would literally
Yeah.
just be on the run. So whatever that would have entailed, I mean, they would probably help people from time to time and get into like mild shenanigans, but nothing as intense as like obviously what they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think there would be a level of intensity because I think if actually I think it would be even more intense than what we've experienced now because the fortunate thing that I think that Espen and Lucero slash Dante have is they had this group. So when the
Yeah.
transformation happened, it was Espen wasn't alone. She
Yeah.
had her friends. She had the other like the rest of the group with her, so
Mhm.
she got to mourn Dante's loss with people around her. I imagine in an alternate universe, it just still be the two of them, and then imagine what happens if Lucero met with Espen and like that change happened. It's only the two of them. What happens then? And it becomes even more sad because it's like, oh God, who does Espen turn to when her best friend is gone?
Which in that case, do you think you? This is, I guess, kind of a question for Pi. But would Espen have stayed with him, or with
Like, can you
Lucero acting the way he did right after his transformation? Would they have just like split up?
like
Ah.
can you mourn your friend with a stranger?
Maybe she goes home.
Yeah, right.
She
Fuck this. We're
can't.
going back to the mountain.
Well, I
Oh,
mean, she doesn't want to go back to the mountain and like bring technically like bring Alaris with her.
right. That
That's the
makes sense.
whole reason that they were bopping around was that she was like, okay, I need to keep her from here because she's being a shithead.
Right.
But I would actually say that in that moment of loss, Aspen would probably still try and cling on to Lucero in a way that with Lucero at the beginning when he showed up before he was like, I'm actually really grounded and like inquisitive and I want to like
Mhm.
help you guys not die. I think she probably would have been annoying to him in a way that's like, no, hey, like you can't, what do you mean you're not my friend? What's going on? You can't go anywhere. Like, I think that the dynamic between them would have been potentially hostile
I
Yeah,
see
at a
that.
certain point. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's fair. Well, that's part of why I wondered if it would lead to them splitting up, just because, like, right after, he transformed in game, he, like, broke her mom's cup and was, like,
Yeah.
not even apologetic. And, like, there was so much, like, immediate hostility that I was like, would she stick around for a while to see if he changed? Or would she just be like, I'm done?
Uh no, it would be in a desperate attempt to hold on to something familiar in a space that is unfamiliar to her. She
Yeah,
would try
stick
and
around.
like, yep.
That makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Big sad. There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
still, again, like
Oof.
having to do that moment the as the as the player character as the player hurt me on so many
Oh,
levels.
it's so
Yeah.
good though. Uh the way, yeah. Just you shifting from Dante to Lucero, the way you've executed that has been so good narrative wise. Oh,
But
ugh.
but then on the flip side, like the way that you play Espen in her mourning everything and just like
So
the
good.
realization of like the realization that her friend is gone, but also coming to terms with that. That like you've done an amazing job at portraying that because like that's loss is something that we all go through in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So given the audience, in my opinion, somebody that they can all kind of relate to in that way of like, I know what that's like to lose somebody that's close to me, and so I can empathize with Espen as she's going through all of this. That's a great character to that's a great part of character development to see on stream, and yeah, you do an amazing job with that, Pie.
Seraphina's is a lot less traumatizing. She when she left, she literally like Zaharis was like, we should go out into the world, and she was like, you know what, bet. I've been wanting to anyway. I'm technically an adult now. Let's go. And the way I always imagined in my head was literally like, I mean, in game and world, she's got the Von Willow contraption. That's 100% how she got out of the window. But in my head, it was always like the tying the bed sheets together. She like climbs down, and maybe she did it just for the bit, you know, because she might have seen that in a storybook and wanted to try
she's
it
like
out.
she's like climbing down, but she's like standing on the Von Willow contraption, so she's just like kind of climbing down as it's lowering her down.
And that's canon now. I've decided.
Well, she doesn't have a lot
Arm
of strength, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But she like wants
makes-
the
yeah.
experience of the bed sheet
Yeah.
rope.
I saw this in a book.
Yeah, I saw this in a book once. I gotta try it. And then in my head, she always literally just like went straight for the harbor because she knows her parents are gonna be after her. She's not gonna be in her room. She probably has this bed sheet rope coming out of the window. They're gonna know she's gone. That's gonna be obvious the next time they come to check on her. And so she's like, I can't stay in town. I can't stay in as much as she wanted to explore Calabria, having watched it out her window. She knew that it was either like get out of town or back in the bedroom. So she snuck out to the harbor and got on like the first boat she saw. She doesn't know anything about boats, which ones are passenger boats, which ones aren't. If they, you know, what looks like a good boat, she just picked the first one, got in it, hid in a barrel. And that's how she met Revelis, right? And so with that, like then they answered the call to action because Revelis had found it, I assume. And so if Revelis hadn't found it, she would have just tagged along doing whatever he did. And at that stage, he wasn't currently in a life of piracy, right? He'd like left his wife to go trading, I think is what he told the party.
Yeah, for years.
Yeah. And so I
Sorry.
feel like if the call to action hadn't happened, she probably would have learned to be like a respectable businesswoman trading stuff from port to port. And then most likely, I assume Revels would have like eventually taken her back to his house and been like, hey, this is my wife. And then she would have been like, I met Revels' family. This is a cool place. I'll probably stay here for a while. And then eventually contact her parents, maybe. When she'd had a good little sabbatical hanging out with Revels' family for a few years. I don't know. Would have been very peaceful and chill. And I think that's more of like what she was expecting when she left home. Not necessarily like blood getting splattered all over her from people violently being murdered in front of her. Like it could have been a very chill trip,
Yeah.
and that's what she was expecting.
It could have been, but it wasn't.
Could have been. And then you answer one quest board, and then you're here.
Your life has changed forever.
Yep.
Because now I am curious, like whenever we do get to a maybe we do, maybe we don't. I don't know. I'm not the storyteller here, but I am curious to know like what will happen when Seraphina's parents are put out a call of like, hey, where's our daughter at?
Oh, okay. So this is a really fun thing. That maybe I'll do like a small spoiler if people can, if people want it. Because it's
What are you
not. I
doing?
feel like what?
What are you doing?
Not just about her parents. Nothing extreme. It's. I feel like this is one people could logic out if they really thought about it. That's the only reason I'm gonna do it right now. Is that a no? I'll take a no. That's fine.
No, keep
At
it.
heart,
It's
I
your
am
story.
Seraphina, and I will just cave immediately if you don't want me to.
Oh my god. No.
No. So Seraphina's parents are looking for her, but she can't have wanted posters and stuff out like Ori because she's been kept in her room this whole time for a reason. Her parents don't really want people knowing she's around. It's really hard to put out
Yeah.
wanted calls for somebody
who
doesn't
they don't
exist.
know. Yeah.
Right. For legal reasons, Seraphina does not exist. And so they're searching for her, but they kind of have to do it under the table, right? What was that look? So like I am very interested to see what happens if they ever send anybody after her, like how that goes down. But it's not quite the same as like, oh, there's posters of Ori's face everywhere. And the
Yeah.
whole guard is looking for her, you know? There's no Amber Alert out for Seraphina, essentially. So, you
What a
know, we
sentence.
are anyway, so that's I'm very interested to see how and if that goes down. But that is also why she's like usually feels pretty confident. Like she's like, yeah, I can just walk through the streets.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna
I
look for
mean,
me.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's me.
Does she want? Would she be nervous in Calibre? Yeah, because if you know your parents are looking for you and you go to your hometown and you're trying not to get found, that's a little nerve wracking.
Truly.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. But no, she would have had a pretty normal life probably if she hadn't answered the call to action.
And look at us now.
And
Look
look
at
at
us
you
Look
now.
at us now.
All right, gang.
Just-
Well, thanks for hanging out with us while we just kind of chit chat. We did end on a pretty significant cliffhanger, though. So I'm sure we will explore that next week, with Esmond getting shit rocked by Carrick.
Yeah.
What the?
So come back to see how that goes, and then our crew has another day's journey to find a boat. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, that's the game. So we will see you all next week. See